Let's go Broncos! Something is happening behind the scenes in Denver that most people in the league haven't quite grasped yet, and when it finally makes sense, the rest of the AFC will regret not predicting it. The numbers are adding up. The contracts are perfectly structured. The timing couldn't be better. Because here's the twist no one's talking about enough. The Broncos don't just have salary cap space. They have hidden flexibility that could translate into one of the most aggressive free agency strategies we've seen in years. And the target? It might not be who the draft analysts are obsessed with right now. Before I explain exactly why this could change everything for Denver, be sure to hit the like button if you truly believe the Broncos are building something special. And I want to see the real comments. Type this right now. Go Broncos! My heart bleeds orange and blue. Let's see how strong the Broncos fan base is. Now this is where things get fascinating. Now let's get straight into it. Right now, the Broncos are sitting north of $35 million in available cap space. That alone is enough to make a splash at a key position. But here's where it gets interesting. There is a very real path for Denver to clear up to $96 million in cap space. Yes, $96 million. And they wouldn't need to get the roster or make painful cuts. It would simply take restructuring deals of players who are already proven and locked into this team's future. The concept is simple. If you have a cash-rich owner, you can convert a player's salary into a signing bonus, pay that money up front, and then spread the cap hit over the remaining years of the contract. For example, if a player is owed $16 million this year and has 4 years left on his deal, you can spread that out to just $4 million per year against the cap. That flexibility is massive. When you apply that strategy across multiple core players, suddenly the Broncos go from having flexibility to having full control of the free agency board. That's not just competitive, that's aggressive. And here's why that matters. There's growing chatter about trading up in the draft for a running back. It's exciting, sure. The draft always is. But when you look at how rookie contracts are structured in the first round, the numbers just don't make sense at the running back position. First-round picks are slotted with high salaries. And the NFL has shown us repeatedly that running backs do not carry the same positional value as premium positions like edge rusher, corner, or quarterback. You end up paying a rookie running back near the top of the market before he's even proven himself. Meanwhile, in free agency, you can land an established, productive running back at a significantly lower annual cost. The projections show the difference clearly. A veteran running back on a 4-year deal could average between $9 million and $13 million per year. Compare that to paying over $20 million annually for a first-round rookie at that same position, and the math just doesn't add up. It's like going to a steakhouse and filling your plate with side dishes. Sure, they're good, but that's not what you're there for. You want maximum value for your investment, and this is where Denver's offensive line changes everything. The analytics show this offensive line is elite across the board. You're talking about one of the best left tackles in football, a top-tier center, and guards who rank among the best in pressure rates allowed. There's no glaring weakness. That's rare in today's NFL. It means any competent running back stepping into this system is stepping behind one of the strongest units in the league. So if you're a top free agent running back looking at your options, where do you want to go? Do you want to run behind uncertainty? Or do you want to run behind arguably the best defensive line in football with a front office willing to structure your contract in your favor? That's leverage. Add to that the fact that Denver has managed to retain key coaching figures and even bring in respected additions to the staff, and you start to see stability. You see direction. You see a franchise that finished as the #1 team in the AFC last season and now has the financial flexibility to improve without sacrificing its core. This isn't about making reckless splashes. It's about calculated aggression. Lock down core players long-term. Create cap flexibility. Then strike in free agency at running back where the value is strongest. And this is where it gets even more interesting, because once you understand the financial flexibility Denver has created, you start to see how strategic this entire offseason could become. We're not just talking about signing one player and calling it a day. We're talking about building layers. If the Broncos restructure the right contracts and push that available cap space toward that projected $96 million range, they can operate from a position of strength instead of desperation. That changes negotiations. That changes leverage. That changes everything. Think about it. If you're targeting a top-tier free agent running back, you're not bidding from the bottom of the barrel. You're not hoping someone gives you a discount. You can structure a deal that's competitive, smart, and team-friendly long-term. And because the running back market doesn't command quarterback or edge rusher money, the value becomes undeniable. At the same time, the draft becomes a weapon instead of a gamble. Instead of trading up and overpaying for a running back whose rookie contract will automatically place him near the top of the salary rankings at his position, Denver can sit back and attack a premium position in the first round. That's where the real value lies. That's how you maximize roster construction in today's NFL. And here's another key point that cannot be ignored: the offensive line. The advanced analytics show this unit is elite across left guard, center, left tackle, and right tackle. Pressure rates are low. Protection consistency is high. There are no glaring weak spots. That is rare. Most teams have at least one liability up front. Denver doesn't. That means a veteran running back stepping into this offense isn't being asked to create something out of nothing. He's running behind structure. He's running behind protection. He's running behind one of the most balanced lines in football. When free agents evaluate destinations, that matters. Running backs understand shelf life. They understand production equals longevity. If you're choosing between a team with cap uncertainty and inconsistent blocking versus a team with elite protection and financial flexibility, the decision becomes obvious. And let's not overlook the coaching continuity either. The Broncos managed to retain key coaches that other teams were circling. That stability sends a message. It tells players this organization is not scrambling. It's not rebuilding. It's refining. There's a difference. This offseason feels different because it's built on strength, not repair. You have a team that finished as the #1 squad in the AFC last season. You have a front office that understands financial engineering. You have ownership willing to convert salary into signing bonuses to open cap space. You have an elite offensive line already in place. And you have a free agent running back class that offers better value than the draft at that position. When you line all of that up, the path becomes clear. Go get a proven running back in free agency. Use the draft capital wisely at a premium position. Extend your core players. Keep the coaching staff intact. And attack the season with momentum instead of hope. That's not just smart team building. That's how you build a Super Bowl caliber roster without mortgaging the future. The math makes sense. The roster structure makes sense. The timing makes sense. Now it comes down to execution. And when you stretch this out even further, Broncos country, you start to realize this isn't just about one position group. This is about how a smart organization stays ahead of the curve. Because here's the part that really stands out when you study the numbers carefully. Denver doesn't need to force anything. That's the luxury here. With more than $35 million already available and a clear pathway toward potentially $96 million through restructures, the Broncos can be selective. They can wait out the market. They can let other teams panic and overspend early while they calculate. That's championship behavior. Too many teams go into free agency trying to fix weaknesses out of desperation. Denver, on the other hand, is operating from a position of strength. They were the #1 team in the AFC last season. That means this roster is not broken. It doesn't need a rebuild. It needs reinforcement. And when you talk about reinforcement, running back is the one position where the value discrepancy between the draft and free agency is glaring. Let's expand on that logic. If you draft a running back in the first round, you are locked into a slotted salary that immediately places that player among the higher paid running backs in the league. Not after proving it, not after producing, immediately. That's the system. And historically, we've seen that running back production is heavily influenced by offensive line play and scheme fit. Denver already has the scheme. Denver already has the line. So why pay premium rookie slot money for uncertainty? In free agency, you're paying for proof. You're paying for film. You're paying for a player who has shown he can handle workload, read NFL defenses, protect the football, and contribute in the passing game. And based on the projections we've seen, those contracts are far more reasonable annually than what a first-round rookie would command at that position. Now layer this on top of the offensive line metrics again. When your left tackle is performing at an elite level against the best edge rushers in football, when your center ranks among the top in pressure prevention, when your guards are limiting interior collapse, that creates consistency in the run game. Running backs thrive on rhythm. They thrive on predictable blocking angles and clean reads. Denver's line provides that foundation. This means that even a very good veteran running back could elevate to elite production within this system. And that's where value multiplies. Because you're not just signing a name, you're maximizing the environment around that name. And let's talk about long-term planning. If Denver restructures core deals to create that cap space, it doesn't mean recklessness. It means strategic timing. These are players the organization already trusts. Players expected to finish their contracts in Denver. Spreading out cap hits over multiple years while the salary cap continues to rise league-wide is not a gamble. It's calculated